Timothy Bishop here, and and let me tell you, when I say I really mean it this time, because I just got back from Holiday Matsuri, and I'm a little bit under the weather, I gotta say. It's definitely nowhere near as bad as what I got at MagFest last year, or I guess that was still this year. But, yeah, so I'm just gonna go and tell you right now, I'm like post-commentating this, because I figured, you know, it might be easier to just record the gameplay separately, but you'll notice that even though I didn't have to talk at the same time as I was playing, I think I was still playing pretty bad because I just wasn't, I don't know, I didn't think being sick would actually make me play worse, but it was like, I was finding it really hard to concentrate, so, I don't know, so maybe it's for the best that I'm not trying to do both at the same time here, I don't know. Besides, there was some stuff I wanted to talk about in this anyway, so I guess we'll just do that. But like you'll notice in the future, there'll be times when I go into the Almanac, and then I don't know how long to leave the page up because I don't know how long it's going to take my future self to read the description out loud, which I usually do. So I kind of just look at them for like 3 seconds and then move on. But either way, probably would have been better just not look at them at all, I don't know. But yeah, I'm back, and I don't know how frequent the videos are going to be for the next week or so, but and you can see I'm yawning and everything. Just yawning like Prince Valium and Spaceballs, let me tell you. Just totally, man. Like, what am I doing here? Literally not putting anything out. It's almost like a paralysis of choice sometimes with this game. It's like, I don't know, like, what I really would be the optimal thing to do. So I just like, yeah, I just let some spit out. Okay, shut up about your spit, man. I don't have nothing to do with that, man. I had a few interesting reactions to my pluribus take, among other things, and it's just kind of got me thinking about stuff lately. I don't know, about redemption, stuff like that. I might just title this video like Redemption Song or something. Make a little Sawyer reference in Lost, you know? I mean, as far as Lost goes, you know, it's like 2 of my favorite characters in that show are Saeed and Sawyer, and those 2 did some pretty nasty stuff. I mean, like, super nasty. So, you know, even like characters like in the Green Mile, you know, I guess it's easy to sympathize with them since the movie never really goes into what they did, like the book does. But, yeah. But I love a good redemption arc as much as the next fellow, which does kind of beg the question, I guess, of where all this talk of, like, inherent evil and stuff is even coming from. Whoa! Okay, that was a good shot. Yeah, I guess I made some doom shrooms there. Don't know how much use I'm gonna have for those. It's you know, it kind of sucks because, like, you can't really move all 3 of them at the same time with the glaive, so what are you gonna do? Anyway. But yeah, well, the thing of it is, like, there's some context missing from some of that stuff that I was saying, because I know I got specific about it, particularly, like, in the Path of Pain Hollow Knight video. What is he doing? Oh, he's turning the speed up, okay. Like, he had to restart 2 times, so I had to start, like, 2 minutes into the video before... Never mind. Yeah. But, one of the videos I've been using to sleep to lately, which, again... I know I've mentioned it before, I just don't know how specific I really got about, like, certain parts of it. And, the stuff that I did get specific about, like I was saying in the Path of Pain video, most of that got cut out because, you know, stuff about, like, bullies and therapy doesn't work on them and stuff like that. Like, that's all pretty cynical and, but here's the thing. Where do I even start here? I don't know. Well, even at the end of the Hollow Knight Path of Pain video, I remember saying something like that I knew that I was full of shit, you know, and who was I to question the value of words, since that's kind of how I make my living and stuff, so, yeah. But this video, anyway. Hey, look at that, I finished the level already. How much time we got left here? Nah, we got plenty of time, yeah. The video is like a teacher roleplay. I really feel like I've mentioned this before somewhere, but, so you, like the listener, or the person who's listening to the video, is the student that's been bullied, and the teacher is, like, trying to comfort you. Well, this kind of happens to me a lot when I listen to the same video over and over again, like more than 10 or 20 times. I'll start to memorize it, and certain parts of it will start to stick out at me and bring on specific thoughts. And, like, over the course of listening to a video enough times, those same thoughts will keep bubbling up, you know, or at least I'll remember what I thought last time I heard it, and I'll think it again. You know, and it might not even be something that I necessarily agree with, but it'll be just like a thought that I wonder if other people have the same thought, or I wonder if it's the normal thing to think, because Lord knows I wrestle with, like, whether or not I even am, like, a normal person, which, I mean, who said you had to be normal, I know, and all that stuff, but, yeah, so, well, there's this one part of the video where the teacher is talking about how she knows exactly what's going to happen when she calls the parents of the bullies to tell them about what their kids have done. What their kids have done. I can't even talk straight. She says that the parents are just going to say, oh, yeah, you know, we're working on it in therapy. And then the teacher just kind of sighs and acts dismissive about it and just comes right out and says it's obviously not working. I guess because the bullying is still happening or whatever. So, like, every time I hear that, when I get to that part in the video, that's the part that, like, brings on these thoughts. And it's weird because, like, I know this video is basically a work of fiction, you know, so why am I even acting like it's the real world here? On the other hand, I guess I also happen to be kind of a believer in life imitating art imitating life, which makes me sound like Mickey in Scream 2, which is probably not a good thing. But yeah, so... Oh my god, what am I doing in this? Like, are you gonna plant? Oh, I guess I can't plant the 3-peater because I don't have sun yet, do I? Anyway. Yeah, so it gets to this part in the video, and I just can't help but picture, you know, the parents taking the bullies to therapy, and I picture one of the bullies being led into a room and sitting down in a chair and just talking. And, you know, like, who am I to say whether or not that would work, but I just find it hard to believe that it would. But that's the thing, that's where I fall short. Because I don't understand anything about how therapy works, I've never been to therapy, and most of what I know is just from what I've seen in the movies, like Good Will Hunting and whatever. Okay, that was nice. Wow, nice doom shroom. So basically I know sweet fuck all is what I'm saying. But it's like, I see the bully in my head, I see them sitting in the chair, I can see that in my head, and I hear the teacher saying that it's not working, and all I can think is, like, of course it's not. Because how do you go about convincing somebody that inflicting pain is bad? Like, why should you even have to do that? I don't know. Which, like, I mean, I know I'm, like, grossly oversimplifying it, because who's to say that the bully's parents aren't also doing it to them? You know, there's situations out there that you can't possibly account for. Okay, that was kind of cool. But that's why you shouldn't make those generalizations in the first place, I guess, and that's why I kind of... like, why I shouldn't have done that, why I shouldn't have overgeneralized. But there I go, I guess, you know? So... but it's like, what if the parents are doing it to them? Maybe that's where they learned it from, and maybe it's been drilled into their heads. I mean, this is not, like, an uncommon thing for people to think about. So why didn't I think about it? I'm not sure. There's just too many situations where people are influenced by things. Not even just their parents either. It could be their teachers, it could be their friends. It could be like the neighborhood they live in. But you know, hell if I have the right to pass judgment with my cushy ass life, let me tell you. So I don't know if that does, you know, any good of a job at explaining where these thoughts started to stem from, because I'm sure it probably mostly doesn't, but... that was a cool magnet there, by the way. I think at some point the game brings up this new thing, this new, mechanic that comes up. Here I go, looking through the Almanac now, checking out all the different fusions you can make out of the sea shroom. Let's make a sea shroom magnet, apparently. So, sea shroom blower. Blows back zombies in the water. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure enough. I like that one right there, the beacon shroom. I think those are cute. And actually, when you make them, they grow in size over the course of the level, so that's pretty cool. I don't know. That's like, I have this awful tendency to where, like, if I can't imagine a possible solution to something, then it's like any possible solution that would work, then I just kind of assume that there isn't one. And that's a terrible way to think, I suppose. You know, especially when it's a situation that has nothing to do with me. But I just can't imagine what combination of words would you say to a bully to make them reconsider. I mean, how do you get to the point where they decide they don't want to pass it on? And like, even if you do get them to that point, how are they supposed to cope with the unfairness of the fact that it was done to them, and yet they can't do it to someone else? So, I don't know. It's a lot of weird stuff. Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives, I tell you. There's like this scene in Dumbo, really early on, where a bunch of kids are like picking on Dumbo, like blowing in his ears and stuff. And I don't know, at some point, like, oh, this is where it introduces it, shoot. Maybe I should talk about this. The Plantern provides one Lumos level to a plant that, like, if you fuse a Plantern to another plant, and then you put other Planterns next to the one that's been fused to a Plantern, they add power to the Plantern-fused plant, which I guess that's what the screen is basically saying right now. But yeah, so, and maximum strength is 3, so you don't want to put one out and, like, surround it by 8. That wouldn't really do you any good. So I was actually wondering about that earlier, but the game does say the max level is 3, so there you go. And now you can see it's like shooting lasers instead of little thorns. So that's pretty cool. I do discover at some point in this video that another fusion that I really love, it's the cactus and a doom shroom. It's a doom cactus. And it is just so much fun. It reminds me of one of the plant food effects from PvZ2, actually. There we go, lighting stuff up. Anyway, so about Dumbo. Like, seriously, we're talking about Dumbo now. Maybe I should put this in, like, the random thoughts video. I don't know. If I make another one, because I'm already, like, taking notes down for a second 15 random thoughts video. I have, like, 3 of them now. It's like, I heard somebody say in a video, you really should write stuff down. Like, that's a huge life hack. Write stuff down, because you're not actually going to remember it. And it's so true, too, man, I tell you. But anyway. He's just putting... This is the point where I didn't know what to do here. It's like, what I really should have done is put some cactuses out on top of some of the planterns that are already there. Don't worry about the fact that they weren't going to be at level 3. Just, now he ate my other plantern. That's the other issue is sometimes the stuff charges up slowly, and I guess I didn't have enough sun to be throwing cactuses all over the place. But what I started doing was, like, fusing a cactus to a plantern out somewhere else, and then trying to use the glove to put it in the spot that I wanted it, like right here. Why didn't I just put that cactus on top of the left plantern over there in row 5? Could have just done that, but no. Here I am trying to fuse a plantern to it out here and then move it over, which means I'm going to have to move the plantern out of the way, and why am I explaining this? We're supposed to be talking about Dumbo right now. Seriously. Okay, so that's what I did. Wow. So, like, in Dumbo, yeah, the bullies are, like, blowing in his ears and stuff and picking on... So Dumbo's mom gets really pissed off, and she, like, picks up one of the bullies and puts him over a railing and starts spanking his behind. You know, like Denzel Washington that time when he's talking about the bomb that's up your behind right now. You better put a cactus there on... Oh, shit, I don't have the sun. Dang it. Okay, how do I deal with this one? Oh, boy. I don't know. Boy, imagine if I was having to commentate at the same time as I played this. So I have to move that first, then I have to put that there, and then I have to put the cactus there, but it's too late. Oh, well. Let's make sure you get one on row 4 before something happens there. Anyway. Yeah, but, like, every time that happens, I'm just like, hell yeah. I mean, obviously, Dumbo's mom gets punished for it, because heaven forbid you stick up for yourself. Anyway... Yeah, but she was more, and that was even, like, she was sticking up for her kid, you know, which is even more honorable as far as I'm concerned. Here comes the Doom Shroom right there. Hopefully he moves it. Yeah, move it. Move it so we can see what it does. It's so cool. And you don't even have to activate it, like it does it by itself. So, anyway, but yeah, like, that scene always makes me think of, like, about awareness. Like, what even is awareness? I guess there's, like, different types of awareness. I've never really looked into it. Obviously, I should, because it would probably be really fascinating to read about it. But just my fascination with awareness just lies in the fact that when the bullies are bullying Dumbo, they're, like, not even the least... Oh, there goes the cute little thing there. They're not, like, the least bit aware of... Well, that's the thing. They don't seem to be aware that they're causing pain. There, it went right there. I don't know if you saw it. But then, when it's being done to them, then somehow, magically, they just become totally aware of the pain that's being delivered. Like, there's no awareness of it when they're the ones doing it, but then, when it's being done to them, then they suddenly magically become aware of it. And it's like, I feel like you can't have it both ways. You're either aware of what's going on, or you're not. Is there an in-between to that? Because I don't know. And that's where I guess it would get into, like, different types of awareness, because there could be, like, self-awareness, but then there could be, like, empathetic awareness. And maybe those two just don't overlap for some people. But I just don't see how they couldn't. I really wish it was just as simple as, well, you know, either you're aware of what's going on or you're not. But that's why I think that awareness is so fascinating, because what is it? Like, where does it stop and where does it begin? As far as, like, how something affects you versus how it affects other people. I don't know. It's kind of a crazy little thing to think about, though. I didn't know what I really wish I would speed up the game, because, good lord, this is painful to watch. You can see the other one actually grew up, the little lantern thing. Yeah, these little doom cactuses are so much fun, man. I guess I was getting ready to make another one here. But yeah, like I said, I've actually been pretty sick, though. So, here's hoping things get better. I actually was feeling, because I noticed I was sick, like, on the first night. I woke up at 3 AM and I was, like, coughing. Okay, what's he doing? Thank God he's turning the speed up. Ugh, yeah. So that morning, you know, when I woke up, I went and got one of those cups of fruit, which I never do. Probably should do more often. I'm actually thinking I want to start doing that more often. I got one of those cups of fruit and just ate it. All of it, like, non-stop. And took medicine. And it made me feel a lot better, and I was able to function at the con. Came home that night, got another one, ate another one, took medicine again. Like, I was on a roll here, man. And by the second day, I was, like, fully functional. I was barely felt sick at all. But then, you know, now that I was feeling better, I just had to revert back into my old stupid ways and start drinking, you know, excess amounts of coffee, and I ate a whole can of Pringles like a dumbass, and good God almighty, man. So, and it didn't get much worse, like, not as much worse as I probably deserved for it to get, but hey. Anyway. So, well, you know, for the most part, for the rest of the con, I was doing just fine. But ever since I've been home, though, I don't know. I've been coughing a lot. The thing is, coughing is always, like, the last thing to go, so I think I'm mostly just kind of on the outs with it at this point, just waiting for it to pass. Do what I gotta do, you know? But yeah, so I'm getting, you know, the signs. I don't want to go into excruciating detail, because we don't need to hear about all that. But yeah, I can tell by what's happening, though, that I'm getting better. It's just, getting better is getting worse sometimes. When it comes to being sick, that's kind of how it goes. You know, you get worse before you get better. Or like that lady in the Neverending Story, it has to hurt if it's to heal. I think I just quoted that, actually, not too long ago. I don't remember if that was in a stream or in a video, though. Half the time, I don't remember what comes from where. What is he doing? Why is he slowing it down? Oh my God, is he that anxious about... Jeez, God help me if I start actually, like, commentating while playing again. I was constantly looking around for stuff that I could fuse with the sea shrooms, and, like, I know the Plantern is one of them. And I know that, like, I think Walnut might be one, but... So occasionally you'll see me up there clicking stuff, just looking around for stuff to light up, and not really knowing. Yeah, speed it back up, dude. You're doing fine. Ah, gotta take care of those balloon beasts. There you go. You actually reacted to something for a change. Yeah. But then I realized, well, I want to put cactuses on the pool rows too, so we better move these sea shrooms out of the way. Let's move them up there. Oh, there it goes. There goes a cough right there, baby. Boy, baby, I tell you what, I tell you what, I tell you what. So anyway. Okay, that was kind of satisfying. Really should have put it on one of the cactuses, though. Because what you could do is, like, put a cactus out there where you're about to plant the Doom Shroom. And then plant the Doom Shroom, get the effect of it, and then move the cactus back to the left side of the screen. Why am I only just now thinking about doing that? Why couldn't I have thought that while I was playing? What am I doing planting 3-peaters here, man? Seriously? Yeah, we gotta move the sea shrooms even further up. Oh, I see. He wants to make one of those. Yeah. Good stuff. Now that you finally got the sun too. Uh-oh. Got a problem here. I'm gonna try to stall this guy with never-ending puff shrooms. Or, yeah, maybe just do that. They should have planted it on the cactus, though, you know? I think I do think to do that later. Let's move that out of the way, and let's make another... I never know what to do with the plant food, I tell you. Maybe I should plant more stuff that actually would be affected by it. Like, say, walnuts. They're right up there. You got them. You're gonna have to do something about row 6. What are you gonna do? Just plant another doom shroom? There you go. See, that's what I'm talking about. Probably should have planted it on row 5, though. But again, stop talking about how much better you could have been. Yeah. Alright, is it gonna do the funny thing? Yeah, that's so cool. Oh my god. Like, it's obviously not as targeted, I guess, of an attack as a cattail would be. But it's like a lot of widespread damage that really just kind of gets shit going. And I love these cactus walnuts, man, I tell ya. I don't know if there's a difference between a cactus walnut and like a spikeweed walnut, because as far as I know, they would both do the same thing. That might be something worth looking in the Almanac, though. Because all you gotta do is go to walnut in the Almanac. Then you can just go straight from one to the other and see what the difference is, if indeed there is any. Yeah, get another one of those out there. Get some of these, too. Like, I was trying to actually utilize the whole Lumos strategy here a little bit, because I wasn't really doing that. And I don't remember doing much of it when I streamed the game, like, 3 or 4 months ago. So I was kind of trying to make up my mind, like, where do I want to plant this Plantern here? So that I can power up the other guys. But there you go. You found a new plant for your Zen garden, yeah. At least I remember to pick those up. Yeah. Ah, there's just something so satisfying about green walnuts, man. Oh, there it is. Damn. Yeah, I'm glad I stopped here because my throat's kind of killing me here, so... Yeah, so sorry if this video was a little awkward, but yeah, it's Christmas time. I guess this video is going to go up on Christmas. That's kind of weird. But yeah. So take care, all you guys. I hope all your dreams and wishes come true, and I hope you get something nice, and I wish I could give you a candy cane or something. I'm just going to stop here. Holy crap. See you guys later.